Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo, and this is my first picks video on my solo channel. If you caught our video today over at Backdoor Fantasy Sports, you saw that we announced that we both have our own individual channels now. It's going to help out with our scheduling. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're still going to be doing everything the same on Backdoor Fantasy Sports, but we each have our own channel now too, so make sure you go check out Jordy's channel too if you haven't yet. If you're completely new to everything, I'm Russo. I'm the host along with Jordy over at the channel Backdoor Fantasy Sports, so go check that out. That's our main channel. But I've got 4 picks that I'm going to be putting out in addition to the picks that we already put out on our main channel. Yeah, so if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and drop me a comment if you have any questions. So these are the picks that I'm going to be getting into here on this other slip that I'm running. I'm going to go ahead and take a chance on Kawhi Leonard going over this 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I've got Simone Fontecchio over 10.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I'm going Russell Westbrook over 12.5 rebounds and assists, and then I like Victor Wembanyama here at 41 points, rebounds, and assists on Prizepicks. So let's just start breaking it down. So first up, we got Kawhi Leonard here. He's just getting back. He's still on a minutes restriction, but I like situations like this where we have an opportunity to maybe get on a play while the lines are low before he breaks out. Outliers feeling good about this. They have this as an expected value play. Yeah, obviously this is a really low line for him, and he just got back here, and he hasn't been getting a ton of minutes, so he hasn't cleared this line yet, but I think that tonight might be the night playing against Denver. Kind of hard to break this one down because we know that he's been away for so long, but I do like the matchup. If we take a look here for small forwards, 22nd in points allowed, 8th in rebounds allowed, and 30th in assists allowed. The main reason I'm taking this play is just because 18.5 is so low for Kawhi, even if the minutes are restricted. Let's zoom in a little bit and see what kind of minutes he was getting in his first 2 games back. So yeah, 19.4 minutes and 20.7. So even for restricted, sometimes when we see guys that are gone for this long, when they come back, they get, like, if you think about like Lonzo Ball, it's like he was getting like 8 or 9 minutes for his first couple of games. So the fact that he's getting 20 minutes right out of the gates makes me feel good about him getting at least 20 minutes tonight. And with this matchup here, I just think that it's time. One of these games he's going to break out, and we're going to see the old Kawhi, as long as he can stay healthy. And so I'm hoping that's tonight. That's why I'm taking this play. If we take a look at Daily Grind here, they've got this as the top play for him, favored to go over 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists. They have it at a 53.41% odds to hit the over, -135. Everyone that's got this at 18.5 has this juice to go over, some as high as a -150. So feeling good about that. That's going to be starting my slip here. And then Russell Westbrook, I'm just going rebounds and assists for him, but the dude has been hot lately. He's playing against his old team. He's at home, and we've got a situation here. Let's see. Let's go to the injury reports. We've got Aaron Gordon is a game time decision. Jokic also game time decision. So it could be a situation where they are calling upon him to get a little bit more done. But I am a little bit nervous about the full PRA. I like him to try to show out against his old team, but he's a little bit volatile when it comes to scoring the ball. Coming off that last game, he went for 26 against Boston, which is awesome. They lost that game 118-106, but he still went for 26 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. So you can take the full PRA if you want. It's at 26.5. That's really tempting. I might throw that in another slip since he went for 26 points alone in that last game. But if you look at the head-to-head, I know his role was a little bit different. And it's changed, but I mean, this isn't that long ago. December 13th, he didn't really show out. Let's see what kind of minutes he was getting. Yeah, on 24 minutes in both of these, he didn't clear it. He was a little bit closer on just the rebounds and assists, and he's been actually getting pretty crazy here with rebounding the ball and assisting the ball. But you can see we're a little bit closer in that first matchup on December 1st. He went for 11 rebounds and assists. And then the matchup for point guards, kind of tough. 11th in rebounds allowed, 7th in assists allowed. But if we look at what he's been doing lately, he's been all green. His lowest outing was against Atlanta, which is a tough matchup, and he still went for 13. He got off 11 assists in that game, and that's tough with their defense. But then lately, against the Spurs, he went for 10 rebounds, and then against Boston, he went for 9 rebounds. So this is kind of like a narrative sort of a day for me. I'm kind of like enjoying these plays that have a little bit of a narrative attached. And so yeah, playing his old team, I like him to get this done. Let's take a look. Yeah, so they like his rebounds over 5.5. That does look good. 51.12% odds to hit the over. They don't like the full PRA. They have it just slightly favored to the under. So like I said, that's tempting. I might just take that in another slip. 50.87% odds to hit the under. Nothing too scary. Let's see the rebounds and assists. Just slightly favored to the under, 50.12% odds to hit the under, -120. So go with your gut. I'm going to be going rebounds and assists for this particular slip, and I'm definitely going to run that PRA. They love his assists at 6.5. I mean, yeah, that looks great too. They have that super juiced. If you'd rather take that, take that. 52.02% odds to hit the over, -127. So, yep, that's going to be what I'm taking. And then we got Victor Wembanyama. This is all the way down at 41. I know it's still a little bit high. I know it's like not a huge discount, but 41 is pretty solid to get that on Prizepicks. The regular line on other platforms is sitting around 41.5. Again, not that big of a discount here. But I like him to be able to get this done against Milwaukee. We've got some game time decisions here for Milwaukee too. Giannis game time decision, and then Andre Jackson game time decision. So nothing too scary. We got Middleton playing, which is great now that he's off the injury report. I know Jordy is always into the first half PRA for Brook Lopez, so take a look at that. He's a solid believer in it. Anytime it's at 8 or 8.5, Jordy always just throws it into his lineup every time, and he's been cashing a lot. I think he's had like a 90%. excuse me, Brook has had like a 90% hit rate on that line. So yeah, and that's usually when Middleton is playing. So I think this game will be competitive, but I like Wembanyama tonight to get this done. Let's take a look at the over-under for this game. We got a 226.5 point over-under, and the Bucks are favored by 5 playing in Milwaukee. And then for that game with Westbrook and Kawhi Leonard, we got a 225.5 over-under in that Clippers-Nuggets game. Clippers favored by just 2 points playing in Denver. So we'll see how that plays out, but feeling good about those 3 plays. This one might scare you off a little bit, Simone Fontecchio, but hear me out. I like him to go over his full PRA. I took his rebounds at 2.5 in a slip earlier, shared that to the Discord. But the more I'm sitting here thinking about it, I like him to go over his full PRA because Brooklyn, the Nets, they've got a lot of injuries tonight. So I think that this could end up turning into a blowout. This spread started at like 7.5 this morning. It's now at 9 with the new news. We got a 212 over under. Detroit is really good on defense, so they tend to keep the games a little bit lower scoring. They can keep up in shootouts, but I think that's a big part of why this is a lower over unders. Not just because the Pistons are good on defense, but Brooklyn has so many injuries going on. Let's take a look here. We've got Bojan Bogdanovic out tonight, Cameron Johnson out tonight, DeAnthony Melton out for the season, D'Angelo Russell out tonight. Day'Ron Sharpe, as of an hour ago, I was looking at him because he just popped off in that last game, and now you got a bunch of guys out. So even though he's playing center and Nick Claxton is healthy, I still think that the rotation will bump his minutes up a little bit. But now he's dealing with an illness, and this is like a late add to the injury report. So usually if it's like a late add, that's usually a red flag that they have a decent chance of not playing. So hopefully he's good to go. But this did just pop up an hour ago that he's dealing with an illness. So he's now questionable. Ben Simmons, game time decision as of an hour ago. He's been downgraded to doubtful. So I think this game is going to get out of hand, and I think that guys off the bench like Simone Fontecchio are going to get to reap the benefits. He's coming off that game against Portland where he just went for 10 points and 6 rebounds. He doesn't assist the ball too much, so if you rather just take the points or just the points rebounds, go for it. But I'm going to just take the full PRA because 10.5, I mean, that's nothing. He's cleared this 5 out of his last 10 games, and then 3 out of his last 5. So yeah, you can see he's cleared that. And then he had this one game here against Denver where he missed it by 1 more bucket, would have cashed it. So this is kind of a, this is someone who's not going to get a ton of minutes, but maybe tonight, it'll turn into a blowout and he'll see a spike in his minutes. He's only averaging 16.7 minutes per game, not getting in foul trouble, but not on the floor that often. But still, 0.8 fouls is pretty solid. That would put him at averaging 3.5 fouls a game on a full workload. But shooting 43% from the field on 5.6 attempts per game. So yeah, these numbers are kind of low, but we're banking on the fact that we've got an absolutely hobbled Nets team here, and I think Detroit is going to be able to just absolutely handle business. 5.5 rebound chances a game over the last 5, and then 2.8 potential assists. So yeah, I don't mind attaching that assist, just taking the full PRA at 10.5. Let's take a look here. Let me show you the full-on matchup. So to the small forward position, it's really solid other than the rebounding, but I mean, that doesn't scare me because their best rebounders are out tonight outside of Claxton. But we've got 25th in points allowed to small forwards, 7th in rebounds allowed, and 25th in assists allowed. So solid matchup there. If we take a look at daily grind for this play, that rebounds play I told you I took earlier, 2.5, that's right there. If you'd rather take that, I already have that in a slip. 53.15% odds to hit the over, -138. And then heavily juiced, my God. BetMGM has that at a -210 to go over. Yeah, so I already have that in a slip. 2.5 is solid, especially with this new news about Day'Ron Sharpe also potentially out, and then Ben Simmons. It's just going to be the absolute B team for the Nets tonight. And then you got this PRA is also favored to go over. It's just Daily Grind considers it the second best play for him on Prizepicks at 10.5. 51.93% odds to hit the over, -130, and pretty heavily juiced as well. Almost knocking on the door, -140 on some of these platforms. They also like his points to go over, his points assists to go over, his rebounds assists, everything, all things Simone Fontecchio, they really like to go over. The rebounds assist is also at just 3.5. So, I mean, 2.5 for the boards is great. 3.5 for the rebounds attached with the assists, and then 10.5. I mean, I love this play, even though this isn't like a superstar player that we're looking at here. But that's going to cover it for these 4 plays of mine. If you guys want to check out our Discord, it's I apologize, I don't have it pulled up right now. But if you just go through Patreon, I have Patreon down below. You just sign up through Patreon, then you go into the connected apps section in the menu bar of Patreon, and then you log into your Discord from there. You just sign up through the Patreon. It's just $12.99 a month, so it's less than 50 cents a day. You can also follow our main channel at Backdoor Fantasy Sports on X, TikTok, Instagram, and then don't forget to go check out Jordy's channel as well. It's just at Jordy BDFS. He's going to be dropping some plays at some point too. This is going to be great, us having access to our own channels now and still doing the daily show, because I'm an early riser. I'm going to be trying to get slips out at 6, 7 a.m. because I start my day super early. Jordy's a night owl, so he'll be dropping plays late at night, and it was just tough for us to always coordinate on either I stay up super late or he gets up super early, or we just put one video out a day for you guys. So we both want to be able to do our thing, get into our zone. So we're really excited to have our own channels now. So if you guys appreciate the content, make sure you like the video and drop me a comment if you have any questions. And yeah, that's going to do it. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy this slate, and we'll catch you in the next one.